So let's do some player ratings for the Springboks for their 1-point narrow loss to Argentina. It was a development game in some ways. Rassie Erasmus trying some different combinations, some different players. I was thinking at the time of the match report maybe he failed in this task, but maybe they actually succeeded slightly, because that one losing bonus point means it has to be a 5-point bonus point win, if you like, for Argentina, which is unlikely in South Africa. So maybe they did get away with it, but a lot of players didn't quite live up to the expectation, didn't quite step forward. So instead of out of 10, just like for New Zealand and Australia, I'm going to rate them on did they improve their standing, because that's what it's all about. Did they go up in the pecking order or down or stay the same? Now, the starting props I thought were excellent. Oxenche, I bang on about as the best loosehead in the world, and he proved it again here. Amazing scrummaging, amazing round the park. Barely made a mistake. He's absolutely phenomenal. Absolute starter. So good for him. He's a star. And Thomas Tutoy, I've been banging on about him having a start for a long time, and I think he proved what I'm talking about. He is up to the level of Springboks front row. He could start, no problem. Come off the bench, no problem. Good scrummaging. He was impressive. Now, Malcolm Marks is normally coming on as the bomb squad, and he gets a rare start, and it wasn't his best, unfortunately. I think he's going to be back down into the bomb squad. I don't think he's saying I'm a starting hooker with this performance. A couple of missed tackles, one nasty overthrow at the beginning there. So, yeah, not the best for him, but he will stay in the 23. I'm absolutely certain of that. Second row, in the match report, I was talking about Ruan Nortje being impressive. His skills are really good, his restarts, doesn't make a mistake, great technician, works hard. He was the pick, and then you had the captain, Murat, who was okay, and I didn't even mention him in the match report, and at the end I thought I was meant to be watching him because he was the captain. Erasmus clearly thinks he's got a future, but I didn't see a lot. I mean, tackling, yes, but then that's kind of standard for a second row. I didn't see anything extra, so he would be probably going down in the rankings to me. He's not saying I am a Springbok second row at the moment. Let me know what you think. But Nortje, yeah, he can definitely stick around. I'd say he went up in the estimation. He's been building and building, quietly doing his job. Then into the back row, which is much changed from the normal Springboks back row. And it was so-so. Marco van Staden, I mentioned a lot in the match report, missed some crucial tackles, some real bad ones, which definitely makes him a down in this game. He's good in the turnover, fair enough, but those missed tackles just can't do it. As a Springbok open side, you've got to make those key tackles. Gave away some tries. Then the next Pieter-Steph du Toit, Ben Jason Dixon, I am so-so on that one. I'd put him probably as an equal because he showed some potential. His pick and go break for a try, to set up a try, was fantastic in the first half. Did some good work, gave away some penalties, but still he looks like maybe he should impose himself a bit more. Physically, he's a beast, but he's not having the same impact as Pieter-Steph du Toit. So work in progress, definitely stick with him, but I wouldn't say he went up in the estimation. Jasper Wiese at 8 had a decent game, didn't do much wrong, wasn't his best game, his absolute bullocking game like his comeback game in this rugby championship, but he's going to be equal. He's not going up or down. I think he still is the first choice number 8. The first 20 minutes was great for South Africa in attack, no doubt, some really good tries. Cobus Reinach was ruling the roost. His try was fantastic. It was 2 penalties in a row, and on the second penalty he goes, I'm going quick, and just burned round the defence. He spotted a prop as the edge guy, and that was a really good try, and he was whizzing the ball around, looking great, and then the whole team basically fell off a cliff. So could it be an up? If he carried on in that trajectory, he'd be an arrow up, but I think he's probably a level off now because that was not quite the same standard throughout. At 10, Andre Pollard did some really nice stuff early on, whizzed a fantastic pass to Fassi to go through, laser-like kicks to touch, some good goal kicks. No, he can still do it, absolutely, and it does look like he's the number 1 still. So does he go up in the estimation? Well, no, I think he stays the same, but it was definitely a decent performance, and it went a bit worse when he went off, of course. Then onto the centre pairing, which was a bit strange because Lukhanyo Am is a 13. I want to see him at 13. I think it's a slight arrow down, actually, because I don't see him as the future of 12, and that's what they were trying. He made one bad defensive read on the wraparound for Albanese, where he came up a bit too early, and Albanese scorched him round the outside. That's not a good look. It's different defending at 12 for sure. So I'd say an arrow down, but I'd like to see him at 13 because he's still got plenty to offer. Creel was looking super lively early on for sure. An amazing line for his try. Made Argentina look silly. Went a bit quieter after that, but then everyone did. But I'd say maybe a level for Jesse Creel, showing he's still the first choice 13. But yeah, a decent game for him. Mapimpi made some nice touches, taking high balls on the run. Looked lively, but didn't have a huge impact on the game. I think it would be an equal for Mapimpi, showing he can still do it at this level, but maybe not, cutting edge. On the other wing, Arenza didn't have a very good game, actually didn't get involved. Probably just a slight arrow down for him. I was hoping for a bit more, and then of course with the yellow card, it wasn't the worst yellow card in the world, but that definitely hurt them because Argentina scored in that yellow card period, so he's an arrow down for this game, I'd say. And Fassi, I'd put an arrow up. I think he's looking the real deal for sure. Brilliant under the high ball, taking the ball at pace, hitting the line at pace. Great try. Not perfect, but definitely showing I can do this. I can be the next Springbok 15. And there's going to be some good competition, like we said, from Willy Leroux still, who's still around, and Damian Willemse. But he said, yeah, I am good enough. Now on to the subs, and this was one time where the bomb squad didn't quite have that impact. Wessels, Steenekamp, Koch didn't really have the impact. Wessels doesn't quite look like a Springbok hooker to me. Hasn't got that explosion off the bench. The one guy who I thought did have a big impact was Eben Etzebeth. Some big plays, especially in the line out. But Lowe, Smith didn't really change the game. And I thought Hendrikse and Libbok weren't that great. Hendrikse a little bit panicked, desperately trying to do things, flinging the ball behind his back. Unnecessary at that situation where they were actually winning at the time. And then Manny Libbok started well, popped up some massive high bombs, and then all eyes on his kicking. He had a kick to touch, and he put it straight out on the full from a penalty. They could have sealed the game right there. And then at the end, he had the chance to be a hero, and everyone was thinking, oh my God, this is where he's weak. Please step up and nail it. All the South African fans were thinking that for sure. And he did what he does sometimes. He hooked it wide, and it could well be curtains for his Springbok career maybe, because if you're going to be a Springbok 10, you have to nail kicks like that. It wasn't the easiest kick, but if Pollard was there, if Mornay Steyn was there, you'd say that's the game for South Africa. So unfortunately, maybe he's just not good enough. But with Sasha Feinberg Magomazulu out with an injury, it looks like he's going to be involved in the 23 in South Africa, so maybe he can redeem himself a bit. But arrow down for Libbok, arrow down for Hendrikse actually, arrow down for all the subs, I would say, apart from Etzebeth, who I'd put there as a level. So let me know what you think on player ratings for the Springboks. Who increased their standing? Who stayed the same? Who went down? Love to know your thoughts, as always, down below. If you feel kind enough to subscribe and like, that would be awesome. And I'll catch you next time.